Good afternoon, everyone. I am wanting to share with you some new sphere molds that I have. I did get a big one, the biggest one of this group right here, a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, maybe 3 weeks ago. And it's about 4 inches wide, so it's a biggie. And this is from A as an apple, J as in John molds, AAJ molds. They're pretty expensive, but than most molds you buy. But these, what I love about them is there's no seams. So at the bottom, it's pretty deep, is how these molds go. The bottom is the top of the sphere, and this is the bottom of the sphere. So it's upside down. And that's usually how molds go. Like I said, this one is about 4 inches in diameter, and this took me about a week to create, and I'll show you what I created. I know you've seen them in some of my website, I Am Creations, and I'll show you what that looked like. But that took about 7 days because you have to do these in layers because it's a deep cast, and which means deep cast means you need to do layers because the heat and all that stuff that comes with the curing of the resin. So here's that one. Well, just yesterday, last night, I received, these two. This one's 3 inches. As you can see, it's a little bit smaller. And then this one's a lot smaller. This is 2 inches, which I'll probably use more often. I won't use this one as often because it uses up a lot of resin to make one. I would probably do request for somebody if they had flowers or they had something they wanted to put in there. I would do a request for that. This one right here is 3 inches. I'm eager to check that one out too. I could probably put a couple flowers in there or whatever. Like I said, it has a plastic on it right now. But and this one is 2 inches, 2, 3, and 4. So what's the difference between these and the other spheres molds that are so much cheaper that you can buy? Well, here they are. This one is the biggest one I have. And the thing about these is they come in twos. So, sorry, there's a hair in it. But these come in two. And so when you pour this first part of it. So you can see how deep it is. And this is the bottom. No, this is the bottom. So it's the opposite, I think. I could be wrong. I don't use them anymore. I think this is the top, and then of the sphere once it's cured, and this is the bottom. So the thing about this is with resin, it will show every line, every crease, anything you can imagine, it's going to show, and you can't take it away. You can't stop it, especially with these two. So they fit together like that, and then you have to once they get in there, you have to glue them, hot glue it around to make sure that none of the resin comes out of it. And then while this sits, you pour the rest of the resin in here till you fill this all the way up. This grabs up into here. And so then you look down there and you can see the bottom. So you have to do the first half and then put this top on. Make sure you seal it. Make sure everything's closed up properly. And then pour the rest of it on top. Well, I bought this one thinking it might be different, but it wasn't. Same thing, same concept. I never used it. I probably will use the bottom and do a half sphere. I don't know. You can use these if you don't want to use the most expensive ones. Just know that you're going to have to sand it, polish it, all that exhausting and crazy work that I'm too lazy for. I'm just going to say it. And I don't have the proper tools or the patience to sand and polish. So let me show you what this kind, when I made a sphere out of this one, this is my result. And let me put that out of the way. And whoops, it's heavy. So here you go. There's a flower in there, a resin flower I made. And I did it upside down accidentally, so I didn't know, but you kind of can see what it looks like inside. Yeah, kind of see. And too much glitter. So me and my nephew, Noah, try to decide to buff it, to sand it, and get those lines, because the lines are really bad. And we got the lines out. The problem is that the hand sander and buffer, you need a professional. One of those big ones that you can put it up on something and let it rotate around and around so then you can polish it. So we tried polishing it. We tried everything with the hand sander and buffer, and that's all we got. And I put it away because one day, hopefully, I'll know somebody who can do it properly for me and make it completely round, not with that part that's indented. It's kind of indented. It's not round. So I'd want it to be buffed all the way around. And you can see all the bubbles. There are so many bubbles. This is when you sand down, this is the bubble effects that you see from the sanding. We got it smooth. We just couldn't get it to do what we wanted. So that is my, always remember, I'm not using that. And I'm not using this one. So this one, because it has no seams, it's round, it's a sphere, and it's worth the investment, in my opinion. So let me take these down and show you what this one, and it's heavy, created. And here it is. As you can see, it's around. I had to do it in layers, and then look, the layers showed like that. It's kind of interesting. Next time I wouldn't do that, but it was interesting. These are all the flowers I dried. And here's the bottom. It's got the bottom where you can set it down. So it's kind of like a snow globe, as you can see. And each of these will form a little one of these. And here is the carnation. As you can see, you'll see that I put this on my website as well. And you can't see the layers like you do if you do it this way. But it looks like it's all one thing. It's so cool. And and these took about 7 days because I had to do a layer at a time because I wanted to get as many bubbles out as possible. You can't do bubble free, but you can try. And that just did really great job. And then see how it looks like it's all together. And boom, it's in layers. I have the glass at the bottom. You can see there's glass, which I liked a lot. And so that's why I think if somebody likes to do spheres, that they would want to go ahead and purchase one of these. The price for that is about $80. And I know that's crazy. It's $80. And then it goes down. I think this was $60 and this was $40. And these were like $12 maybe. $5 because it's as big as the 2-inch. But you have seams. If you have the equipment to do a good buffing, sanding and buffing, and you have the tools, the right ones, get the cheaper ones. That's fine. But I live in an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment. My one room is just packed with all my stuff. So I just don't have those kind of thing or time to do it. But here you go. This was my sharing my new molds that I'm so excited to going to use. And hope that helped in any way for anybody who might be interested in doing spheres and getting these molds. It's worth the investment. All right. Have a great day. Bless everybody.